Hey everyone, welcome to the Refine You program in the MyFitnessPal tutorial. This is the second part of the MyFitnessPal tutorial. We've already confirmed your calorie goal here. We've already set that. If this needs to be adjusted, all you need to do is click this number and you can customize it by just deleting it and then just putting in a custom number and clicking check there, and that completely changes the calorie goal. So if this calorie goal has to be changed to a custom level, that is where you do it. Also, if you need to adjust any of these settings, if I instruct you to change any of these settings, you just go back to here. Sometimes I may say, oh, you need to change your activity level to lightly active, and this is how you do that. Okay, so I'm going to change that back to active. All right, so after you have been given your plan, whether it's the custom plan, the carb cycling plan, or the low carb plan in the program, this is where you put in your settings in MyFitnessPal. Again, nutrition goals, calorie, carbs, protein, and fat goals. Here you go. This is where you change these percentages. MyFitnessPal, this gives you a default setting. This is not the setting that everybody is going to use. You are going to use the percentages that I have given you. In the nutrition guide, there is a guide for the carb cycling plan for these percentages. There is a guide for the low carb plan for these percentages. And if you're in the custom plan, I will have provided you these percentages. And this is where we change these percentages. Note, this is the only time we are going to talk percentages. From here on out, we're going to be looking at the grams. But to change the grams, we have to change the percentages. So this is how you change them. You just need to click on one of these percents. And it gives you this dial. These percentages all have to equal 100%. Okay? If you have the premium version, this grams button will be unlocked. So that's the main difference in the premium version. Just a heads up on that. So, for example, the carb cycling plan, I'm just going to do an example day of the carb cycling plan for low carb day. So we will need to change this protein percentage to 30%. The carbs needs to go down to around 50 grams. And then to equal 100%, you need to increase the fat percentage to 100%. So for this person, for the carb cycling plan, this is the settings. So this is where you write it down. You need to write down the percent. You need to write down carb gram, protein gram, fat gram. All of this is what you will need to write down. You will click check and it changes these percentages here. Sorry about that. And that is just an example. That is not what everybody is going to be doing here, but that's just an example. Now let's say you need to change this. If you're doing a different day, you know, the carb cycling plan has 3 different settings depending on your workouts. So if you need to change your settings, this is where you would do it again. So let's say for high carb day, this will be kind of closer to 50%. This will be 20%. Write these settings down, and this is for high carb day for this person. And when you go in on high carb day, this is where you change it. You click check and you're ready to log in your food. Again, this is not for everybody. Everybody's percentages are going to be different depending on what plan you're in, but this is where you change your percentages in this portion. So I'm just going to leave it right here. So now I'm going to teach you how to log in food. All you'll need to do is click the plus. By the way, you do not add in your exercise. No one will be adding their exercise in this MyFitnessPal app. If you want to keep track of your water, you can. Here's how you add in food. Let's click breakfast, for example. Let's say I have 2 eggs for breakfast. Search egg, It gives me 1. I need to change the servings to 2. Click check, check again, and there's my egg. Let's say for a snack, I have a protein bar and it has a barcode. All I need to do is click this barcode. It'll turn on the camera, you scan the barcode, and it'll automatically upload that into the app. Let's say I want to add for dinner a recipe. Click the add. You can also, so this also is a place where you can go to do the barcode, but I'm going to create a recipe. Let's say you find one from a website. You just put in the recipe name here, and you'll be able to search the recipe, and then you'll be able to upload it this way. Let me just think of a Skinny Taste. All right, there we go. So you'll click import recipe. It'll give you the ingredients. It'll match up the ingredients. This is where if you substitute or omit certain things, this is what you'll do. Let's say you don't want jalapenos in this. You just delete that and it'll take it out of the recipe. Let's say you, instead of olive oil, you do avocado oil. You search for an alternative, put in avocado oil, and switch it out that way. Okay? So this is how you import a recipe. Save it and log it. This is 4 servings. Just note that. And there you go. So I've logged that in, and it has saved it in my recipes. Also, another thing you can do here, let's see, you can create a food. So let's say you have an item that you know the macros, but it doesn't have a barcode. This is how you create a food. So you put in this, then it'll have you put in the different macros. So you just need to type in how much protein, carbs, and fat and fiber, and you'll create your own food this way. So that's another way to put in food in the app. Now, note, when you are keeping track of your food, and this is super important, click this top bar. This takes you to the nutrients page. This is the page where you're going to be keeping track of your food. Do not look at this page. Do not look at this page. We are not looking at percentages. We are not looking at calories. We are looking at nutrients and the grams. This is our goal. This is what we've logged in so far, and this is what we have left. So you are going to be looking at protein, carbs, fiber, and fat. This is also the page that you are going to screenshot and send to me each day. So this is the page you're going to take a screenshot of, and you're going to send it to me, and this is how I know you're staying on track with your program. And this is how you know you're going to be staying track on your program. And this is the key. This is the bread and butter of the program. If you don't keep track of what you're eating, this program's not going to work. If you don't keep track of what you're eating, you're not going to learn how to choose the right foods on your own to reach your goals. So that is how to use the app. Again, here's the home page. If you ever want to just kind of check where you are, just click the top again. Whoops, sorry. And that'll bring you to the nutrients page. And this is the bread and butter. This is where you're going to keep track of what you're doing. Again, you do not log in your exercise. You do not need to log in your water. However, drinking enough water is important, but you don't need to log it in here. And make sure that at the end of the day, you take your screenshot and this is what you send to me via email or upload it on the Facebook page. And again, you do not need the premium version. I have never owned the premium version. If you are one of those type A people and you really like to plan ahead and you really like to stay on track and you really like to look at the numbers, the premium version might be a good option for you. It's a monthly fee. Again, it is not necessary, but it does allow you to log in and change your days ahead of time. So let's say for the whole week you are doing the carb cycling plan and you want to put everything ahead of time to plan your whole week. The premium version will allow you to do that. It also allows you to kind of unlock this grams portion here, but it is not necessary, and actually some people get a little confused when this is unlocked. So for the settings, it's actually easier to look at the percentages. So again, you do not need the premium version. The free version is just fine. The reason why we do all of this is it is a jump start to a lifestyle change. It's not a quick fix. Ultimately, for this to be a lifestyle change, you have to learn how to make the right choices, and the only way to learn that is to keep track of your foods. If you don't keep track of your foods, there's no way for you to learn how to choose the foods you like to eat. Let's say if you're going on vacation or if you're going out to eat. So just remember that this is a lifestyle change. It's not a quick fix. It requires a little more effort initially, but ultimately, in the long run, once you learn how to make the right choices on your own, you won't need to track your foods at all because you'll already know what are the correct foods that you should be choosing. So, good luck with the program and reach out to me if you have any questions.